Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss continuation part of Bhakti cult and Sufi heritage. This lessons continuation part we are going to discuss. Here we are going to discuss today Shishunala Sharifa. Shishunala Sharifa is the first Kannada Muslim mystic poet. He is known as Kabir of Karnataka. He was born in 1819 CE, Common Era, at Shishunala. See children here, Shishunala Sharifa was called or was known as the Kabir of our Karnataka, and he was born in the place of Shishunala only. Shishunala it's located in Shiggaon Taluka of Haveri district, and he was born in the year 1819. Then his parents' name is there Imam Sahib and Hazzama. Hazzama was mother name, Imam Sahib was father name. He studied both Hindu and Islamic religion in his childhood. Later he passed his Mulki exams and served as a teacher for some time. He took Diksha from Govinda Bhatta and wrote many Tattvapadas. See children, when he was in childhood, he was studied both Muslim and Hindu religion, and he was after that he was went to schools. After the school days, he was passed that times a teacher qualify exam was there, Mulki exam. He was written that and he was passed, and he was served as a teacher in some times. Later on, he was got the Diksha from Govinda Bhatta, and he started to write Tattvapadas. In his poems, one can find Revayat. Revayat means Muharram words in that Tattvapadas, in that songs. Among those songs, Kalagapada, Dharmika, Niti Pada, Alavi Pada, Sawal Jawab Pada are famous. We can see his grave in Shishunala. He tried to spread humanity beyond the barriers of caste and religion. See children, here he was written many Tattvapadas, and those I will tell you that here Kalagapada, Dharmika Niti Pada, Alavi Pada, Sawal Jawab Pada. So these are all the things he was written, and his graveyard, his grave is there in Shishunala village only, that is located in Haveri district, already I told. Then he tried to spread humanity beyond the barriers of caste and religion. His main motto was there to give or to spread that humanity beyond the barriers of caste and religion. This is about Shishunala Sharifa. Then next we are going to discuss about Bhakti heritage of North India. In that Kabir Das. Kabir Das period is that 1398 to 1518 CE, Common Era. Kabir Das is a famous saint of Bhakti cult and was a disciple of Ramananda. He tried to bring harmony between Hindu and Muslim religions. See children here, Kabir Das was a famous Bhakti saint, and he was a disciple of Ramananda. Disciple means Shishya, and he was tried to bring harmony between Hindu and Muslim religions. He was an adopted son of weaving Muslim couple Neeru and Nima of Varanasi. See children, this Kabir Das was an adopted son of Neeru and Nima of a Muslim weaving community which is living in Varanasi. He was adopted son of this family. He condemned caste system, luxurious life, and discrimination based on religion. See children, he was opposed, he was condemned, he was not supported for that luxurious life, caste system, and discrimination based on the religion. He was greatly condemned for that. He was opposed for that. Allah and Ram are the two names of the God. He said, see how a great words he was said. Allah and Ram are the two names of God. And he described Hindu Muslims are the parts of a same clay. See, a clay it is a clay modeling is there now. That is two faces of that clay. Those are Hindu and Muslims. Two faces means two sides of the clay pot. That is Hindu and Muslim. Then next, Kabir told that he is a son of Rama and Allah. See, he did not dedicate it for any one religion. His main intention to bring harmony between Hindu and Muslims. That's what he said, that he was the son of Rama and Allah. According to him, it is not possible to see God by fasting, torturing the body, sacred pilgrimages. See, according to him, we did not get or we did not it's not possible only to see the God by giving torture to your body in the form of fasting, or else for the doing that pilgrimages means yatra. So he was opposed for that. It is only possible by sacred devotion. He said that it is only possible by sacred devotion only. He taught his philosophy through Doha, two-line poems which is simple and easy to understand by common man. His followers are called Kabir Panthis. See, he taught his philosophy through Doha. He taught philosophy means how the Vachana literature it was there no in our Karnataka in 12th century. Like that here Doha, by the two lines, meaningful words only, he was sent a message to the society. Those are called as Doha, two-line words, easy to understand for common man. So that's what he was written in that Doha in two lines only. Then his followers were called as Kabir Panthis. Then children, continuation part only is there, that is Guru Nanak. About Guru Nanak also we are going to be discuss. Guru Nanak period is there 1469 to 1539. Guru Nanak is the founder of Sikh religion. He was born in 1469 CE at Talwandi in Punjab. Now it is in Pakistan. See children, this Guru Nanak was born entire. If you went on to study that Sikh religion's history, we are coming to know that Guru Nanak Sahib was born in Pakistan in the place of Talwandi in the year 1469, and their parents' name Mehta Kalu means Kalu Chanda. His father name may be Trupata, where his Kalu Chanda and Trupata were his parents. He stressed on good views of Hindu and Muslim religions. His songs called as Japji are in Granth Sahib, sacred book of Sikh. See children here, he was stressed both on Hindu and Muslim views, and he was what all that songs of these Sikh communities were there. No, those are going to be called as Japji, and their holy book was there, that is Guru Granth Sahib. Then next one, Sikh cult has given importance for japa and good deeds. He stressed on gender equality. Nanak had a great belief in the existence of God. God is one and eternal, he proclaimed. See children, this Sikh cult given importance for japa and good deed, for good work and for meditation. They were given more importance. And he was proclaimed. Proclaimed means Ghoshisu in Kannada. Decide. God is one and eternal. God is one is there, we can't see him, and but he is going to be monitoring us. He said one can gain Guru through bhakti, and with bhakti one can attain mukti. See, he said one can gain Guru through the bhakti, and with bhakti one can attain mukti. He opposed social evils like idol worshipping, casteism, sati system, etc. He was opposed social evils like idol worshipping, casteism, sati system, etc. During one of his travels, he visited Karnataka. He stayed in Bidar, the place called Nanak Zara Sweet Water Spring. See, in his lifetime, once he visited to Bidar, and that spot is going to be called as Nanak Zara. Zara means water, it is ejecting continuously from that spot. So that's what it's called as Zara. Nanak means Guru Nanak was visited to that spot. That's what it's called as Guru Nanak Zara. It is at present also there in Bidar district. So children, thank you. Today's reference video is enough. Tomorrow we are going to discuss. Okay, please subscribe the channel and press the bell button, and share many peoples to this video, because it will help it is helpful to other children also. Thank you children. Take care of yourself. Bye.